What's up, everyone, and welcome to Friday's edition of Reptile News. Now, today we're going to start off talking about the Komodo Dragon. And actually, the story I want to talk about is not really what I want to talk about, if that makes any sense.
Does that make any sense?
So originally, this story was about a genome study in Komodo dragons on why they're such a formidable predator, which I really didn't learn anything in this article, nothing that I haven't already seen on the Discovery Channel or whatever. But what really got me in this, and this is kind of going to bring me up to our question of the day, I believe, is I'm reading about these Komodo dragons hunting, and I really get to thinking about it, and I realize I've never seen a Komodo dragon hunting or eating, or I mean, you see what you see on TV, but you don't see anything. So I went ahead and went to YouTube, as I do with most anything, and went Komodo dragon eating. I was disturbed, and it's funny because the first one that popped up was a Komodo dragon, a couple of them eating a deer, and they were eating the deer alive. And I mean, it was weird how we know these animals are predators. We know reptiles are predators in general. It's what they do. A lot of times they're eating stuff alive. This is something we know. I mean, we've been doing this for years. Come on, let's be honest. It happens. But what really got me was seeing this deer eaten alive, and I thought, well, maybe it was just the deer. So I skipped on to the next video, which was a water buffalo. And I'm going to warn you guys, if you guys go and watch this, you can go to YouTube and you can type in, I'm not going to put a link to it, I'm not going to do it, but you can put a link in Komodo dragons eating, and you can watch them for yourself. And it was just weird. I caution you against watching them. I don't care how tough your stomach is, I caution you against it. But a question I want to ask you is, I'm sure you've seen videos similar to this before, whether it be Komodo dragons or something else. Does it bother you to see something eaten alive like this? It bothered me a lot more than I thought. It really did. I didn't think it was going to bug me as much as it did. And the funny part is you have to click next. I guess that's just the algorithm of YouTube and how it works, though. You have to click next, and you're like, no, why am I watching this? Is something wrong with me? Stop watching it. Next. No. But that just seems how it works. But anyway, let's move on to a surgical plate found in a crocodile. So apparently a 15-foot long crocodile died recently after a fight with another crocodile at a farm in Queensland. And they went to dissect the animal to try to figure out what it died of, which actually turned out being a lung infection, when they found a surgical plate with 6 screws found in its stomach. Now this, of course, opened up all sorts of other questions, and they were trying to figure out, I guess they got a hold, or they sent a message to who they believe to be the manufacturer of the plate to try to find out whether this may have been used on a human or on an animal. They do say that the identifying numbers were eaten away by the crocodile's stomach acids, but it's a it's kind of an eerie thing, this surgical plate with 6 screws in it found in the stomach of a crocodile. Now obviously the stainless steel plate, while it was eaten up a little bit, is gonna last probably just about forever. And actually, in an update to this story that I just read, I believe a company from Europe responded to them saying this is a surgical plate that was used on a human bone, which makes it even more eerie. Now obviously they don't know who this came from or anything as of yet. They may never know, but it may give a lot of answers to some cold cases out there of missing persons, which is, it's kind of sad. It's a very interesting story, but it's also kind of sad. But at the same time, it might just give closure to a family somewhere, which is pretty awesome, I guess. And now we're going to move on to something that's in the medical field. It's kind of related, but it's unrelated, but it is kind of related to reptiles, where they're making microneedle patches copying the delivery system of rear-fanged snakes. Now, before they were making these patches with medication that you would put on yourself or whatever, and the little needles would puncture the first layer of skin, and eventually the little needles would degrade in there, and the medicine would be absorbed into the skin, which was actually very interesting. I didn't even know that this was a thing. But now apparently they're making new ones because the dehydrated medicine was very expensive and difficult to make, and it was inefficient and less effective than the liquefied medicine. But now they're making patches that copy rear-fanged snakes, where they have grooves in them, and apparently just a rub of the thumb will send the medicine down the grooves in these needles into the skin, which is extremely amazing. I'll share a story, and I won't get really too far into it because it's probably not as interesting to you guys as it is to me. But my grandmother died. She had Parkinson's disease, and long story short, shortly after her passing, I read about a study that an enzyme was found in rattlesnake venom that could possibly treat and or cure. I don't remember, you'll have to forgive me, I don't remember if it was just a treatment, a cure, or what, but it would help people with that disease. And ever since reading that, it's just always kept me so interested in medical advancements with these animals that we love. I mean, people think a rear-fanged snake, you think it's a venomous snake, any kind of snake, you think it's a bad thing. But to see that these deadly animals that are just absolutely disgusting and need to be killed by some people could have potentially saved the loved ones of those people, it's just an amazing thing. And I really, really appreciate the medical field and the work they do. And the one thing that gets to me in this article is they talk about animal testing and stuff, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. They talk about how they delivered a deactivated influenza to guinea pigs and rodents, and it caused an immune response to the virus, which if it would have been an active influenza could have been fatal to the animal. And I'm not sure how I feel about animal testing. I know in our current day and age, they're just going to do it, I guess, before human trials. And I'm not sure what the FDA requires, but that's like a whole nother topic. But it's just absolutely amazing that they're using deadly reptiles that you and I love to help people and or potentially save their life, or at least prolong it in a better way. So I'm really interested to know what you guys think about this topic. And the animal testing aside, just the medical advancements being made on the animals that we love that are changing people's lives. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. And that, my friends, is going to be all your news for this Friday. If you'd like to read any more about these stories, those links are right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White. Now you know what's going on in the reptile world. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a good one, everyone.